Kelly Kleinman, dealershipnews.com. I'm with Bill Puttigill and Patty Deutschek, and they are with Ralph
Avery
Like a
Dennison.
King, and it's Avery Dennison. They're out of Metro, Ohio, my old stomping grounds. Let's talk about why dealerships need to embrace this product, especially when it comes to marketing to millennials who are so involved in self-branding and personalization.
Well, I think the very essence of our product in the car wrapping segment is all about individuality and personalization. And if you look around this show, you can see some cars that are works of art, really, based upon what our installers have done using various films, both with printed media and also solid color. So what I think, and we work with a lot of millennials at Avery Dennison, and I'm incredibly impressed by how hard they work and their upward mobility and also this desire to really be individuals and be unique. And I find that now, as they are getting established in their careers and getting some money to be able to afford things like this, I think personalization, but also protection of their assets. So not only decorative things like our car wrapping, but also our window tinting films and our paint protection films to protect the cars that they're buying. And you're right, on the social media, I have a 16-year-old son, and that he lives on social media, and they all try to kind of show off what they do, show off what they have, show off what they're driving even at this early age. And so I think it's really a very, very different trend that I know I can't speak for you, but certainly when I was a millennial or whatever they called them then, in terms of we were much more, I think, mainstream and just, we kind of took what we could get, and we maybe didn't rock the boat as much because the technology wasn't there to do it. Now we've got the technology to really enhance these vehicles to something that 30 years ago you couldn't have even imagined.
So what would the value proposition be towards the dealer to fully embrace this product?
So the dealer has the opportunity to really have it be an add-on, and it can be something small, something large, depending on that millennial, how much they want to personalize the vehicle. So if it's more of an entry-level vehicle, the driver, the young driver, their first car that they're buying, they might want to just personalize the hood, for example, so that hood really shows out and people know as soon as they're coming to, they drive up that it's their car and it's Johnny that's there.
So what's the price range? I know it varies, a full car wrap, a partial car wrap, size of vehicle. What are we looking at in general terms?
In general, I would say the cost of the wrapping is always based on the installation. So a lot of it has to do with the size of the car. In fact, I was talking with an installer the other day, and he was telling me, I hate it when people ask me how much does a wrap cost, because there's so many variables. But I would say in general, if you're going to look at a relatively simple sedan type of car with I'd say an average wrap, not one of our chrome colors or anything super out there, I'd say we'd be looking anywhere between $1,000 and $1,800 to have a car completely wrapped. That could vary based upon where you are in the U.S. or certainly even the skill level of the installer. I've had my car wrapped 3 times, very different films, and I can tell you the last one I had was a chrome, and just the film alone is much more expensive than the normal vinyl films that we would sell. So if you compare it, people sometimes say, wow, that's a really good price, or some people say, wow, that's a lot of money. It kind of depends on what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to a paint job, if you're going to change the color of your car with paint, it would be upwards of $5,000 to $10,000. If you're going to simply use it for, somebody's 30th birthday, well, then you wouldn't have to necessarily wrap the whole car. You could do a partial and do your own personal designs on it. So if you were going to do a partial, I would say it would be anywhere from $300 up to $800, and then a full wrap would be $1,000 up to $10,000, depending on what kind of film you use. Some of these wraps here at Sema, they're 4 layers of different colors, which give it the embossed look. And I can tell you that's not cheap. So a lot of skill, a lot of film, but that's not what the average. These are things I've never seen before. So these are not the average things that you would see out there.
The next question would be, what percentage of the dealerships out there, new car dealerships or used car dealerships, would you say have embraced this as an upsell? Or
I'd say when it comes to paint protection film and window tinting, I'd say a vast majority have. I think there's been a little bit a slower adoption for the color change, or what we call color change.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that we've talked about is how can we make this, and we've worked with several dealers, how can we make this an option that, just like PPF, just like other kinds of add-ons, when you purchase or lease your car, you could finance it into the purchase of the car, which
Sure.
wouldn't be as painful as dishing out $1,500. You would have maybe a $7 a month over the life, per month over the life of the purchase.
It's
or
a
lease.
no-brainer.
So it's a no-brainer. So we're working with several large dealerships now on that concept, and it's, I think we'll get there eventually. I think PPF, paint protection film, it took 5 years to get into kind of a normative, every dealer offers it kind of thing. I think we started this process with our color change films about 2 years ago, so I think we're probably going to have a couple more years before you see this readily out in dealers.
This last one goes to you. Where is Avery Dennison going to be 5 years from now?
Well, I think that we're continuing to grow in the automotive restyling market. It is a big focus for us. It's a primary focus for us. So I think you're going to see additional products and continuing to grow and expand in this segment.
So I'm not going to ask you to divulge which R&D secrets or formulations you have in the plant, but you're saying we're going to be pretty excited.
It's going to be very exciting.
Well, thank you very much. This is Kelly, and we were talking to Bill and Patty from Avery Dennison out of Metro, Ohio, my old stomping grounds. Kelly Kleinman, dealershipnews.com.